He's going to be ready as well, and we're going to be hopping into Overgrowth for the third and deciding match. Woo. Pretty exciting series so far, it has to be said. By the way, the other round of 8 games are going to be MMA first, YoDa, WelMu, 4GG, Saxry, and Vortex Snoot. But let's hop in to this one right now. This is game number 3, ladies and gentlemen. And we have spawning over here in the bottom left corner as the blue Protoss player who's sending a suspiciously early scout out. He represents Team NeuroSoft, and his name is WelMu. And he's playing against his Terran opponent over here in the top right, who plays for TCM Gaming and is arguably one of the strongest Terrans in the world. But his life in the upper bracket is now on the line. His name is YoDa. And oh my goodness, we're going to see this again, ladies and gentlemen. WelMu putting the pylon down saying, hey bro, are you going to be able to deal with this the same way you dealt with it last game? Because right now, I'm not convinced you are. He puts the pylon down right next to the mineral line, and WelMu's saying, well, it looks like I have a pretty decent chance here against, hopefully, a strategy that isn't going to be something that completely destroys me. And this time, YoDa, he's sending SCVs immediately to try and take down the gateway. This probe needing to stay alive right now. A lot of SCVs actually coming down to try and pick this off right now. A lot of mining time being lost. And it looks like the gateway's eventually going to go down. So, while YoDa deciding, you know what, I don't want to have to deal with this at all. I'm just going to keep making my barracks. And this gateway is going to be absolutely toast. What are you going to do about it? WelMu, for his part, is trying to keep the mining as long as possible here. And, well, that's a lot of SCVs actually on that gateway right now. It's going to have to get cancelled pretty soon. What have we got back at home? We got the gas, but no workers in it just yet, of course, and another pylon going down. So he's just trying to delay as much mining as humanly possible right now. But each time he does that, it's costing him 30-something minerals. And since he's just waiting for the pylon at home to complete, he can basically afford to do that. Now, I don't think YoDa's going to pull as many SCVs. He might want to pull 1 or 2 here. No? Okay. Well, when WelMu sees he's not taking the bait, he's not going to bother. And that was because the first Marine is already out on the field, or at least almost out. So with that attack, we know that the probe's going to go down. There we go. Sad probe is sad. And they don't actually die, they just become sad, guys. And right now, WelMu is in a much, much worse position than he was at this point last game. I think that much can be said for fact. He's got the gateway about 2/3 of the way done. He hasn't been able to do any damage, hasn't been able to kill any workers over here in the Terran part of the map. So YoDa's response to this has just been fantastic here in game number 3. The engineering bay, interestingly, is also coming down to block any potential natural expansion. Why does YoDa want to do this, by the way? Because he knows that the tech is so delayed right now for WelMu that WelMu's going to want to get back into this by trying to mac her up. He's not going to be able to now because of that engineering bay block, and YoDa's going to be able to get his own natural expansion down. What does this all mean? It all means that YoDa is trying to get WelMu to all in off of one base. He's saying, look bro, if you want to win this game now, you're going to have to see how much you can overwhelm me on a single base, because I'm just going to mac her up as normal. I stopped your gateway from going down. What are you going to do about that? And that is the reason why YoDa is currently very far ahead in this game. We've got barracks number 2 and 3 coming down as well. Still no gas being taken, but I wouldn't be surprised if you wanted to take one soon for an early stim. And ho 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 ho! All right, well, not to be discouraged. WelMu said, well, fine, you're going to engineering bay block me. I'm going to make you think I'm going to one base all in you, and let's see how long I can survive while taking this gold base. This is a ballsy move. Now, to make this convincing, he has to try and kill off the engineering bay as if he was going to expand, in my opinion. Even if he was one base all-inning, he wouldn't want YoDa to see his units as they came out of the base. So definitely he still wants to kill off this engineering bay and then transfer as many probes to the gold as possible. And then he has to hold on for dear life while this base pays for itself. And if he can do that, he can get back into this game, guys. WelMu is playing every card in his hand right now to get back onto even ground. He's on 26 versus 24 workers right now, and I don't need to tell you that's not a good place for a Protoss to be, considering there are double mules on offer for YoDa. And, well, that's a lot of probes being transferred, and the engineering bay is gone, and YoDa has no clue that this gold base has been taken, so very, very innovative coming out here from WellMu. Let's see if it ends up paying off. His income is going to shoot through the roof now, I suspect. It's just going to continuously get higher, and look at that. 2 bases with mules, and WellMu is currently out-mining it as far as minerals are concerned, and will continue to be out-mining it for some time. A second bunker going down for YoDa now, because he is anticipating a 1 base all-in. Guess what, mate? This ain't gonna be a 1 base all-in. It's now going to be a 2.5 base macro game thanks to that gold base there. And look at this, an additional, wow, 400 minerals a minute compared to YoDa right now. And YoDa has no idea that this has been taken. He is going to be moving out, though, with an SEV to scout. And, oh, if only there was a unit here preventing the scout, to be perfectly honest, from WellMu. There isn't going to be. That's a lot of gateways going down. And I'll tell you what, when he gets up here, well, he's got the sentry, but when the SCV gets up here, he's going to be so confused if he doesn't get force field. He's going to be like, you can't sustain this attack off of 1 base. Here we go, the SCV's coming up, and, well, I guess he sees everything. And that's a little bit unfortunate there. WellMu perhaps not quite as on the ball as he would like to have been. Managing to kill off the SCV, though, and how many gateways has been spotted from... Wow, YoDa's going up to 4 bunkers. He knows that this is serious. He counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gateways, plus the pylon behind here. But the sustain from WellMu is going to be huge right now. I mean, look at this. He's going up to 9 gateways, guys, off of 2 bases, and that's because one of these bases is a gold. He can actually afford to do this right now. So, look at the number of sentries here. This is going to be an incredible battle and a great way to end this best of 3 series. I don't know which way it's going to go. The income for WellMu is certainly supportive of him pulling off a huge attack, but... do we have YoDa breaking out? I'd love to see him break out and try and kill this off and kill off the pylon and then go back to defending, because the forward pylon really is what's going to be limiting the timing of WellMu's attack here. But of course, that's a big risk that YoDa doesn't want to take right now. A 5th bunker as well. This guy is super serious, man. And where's that scan going down? It went down on the gold base. He suspects and he knows. There's a hallucinated warp prism. Genius plan here coming out from WellMu. Is YoDa going to take the bait? Well, it's hanging over his mineral line, and here comes the attack. Good force fields on the first bunker, but actually, I'm not sure he can attack in quite just yet with this many. A Widow Mine doing an incredible amount of damage as well. And the probe? What is the probe doing in there? He has no way that WellMu's going to be able to pick this apart, but that said, he's definitely not gone yet. More Widow Mines coming down. I think he basically needs an observer to pick off these Widow Mines as well. No, it's not going to be enough. GG is cold, and YoDa, well... that was an absolutely ballsy attack in game number 3. His response was perfect. The Widow Mines, I guess, would have taken too long to negate there. And YoDa goes forward in the winner's bracket by a scoreline of 2-1 over nrs.welmu. WellMu, unfortunately, dropping to the lower bracket.